Okay guys, we're going to get started. This is chapter 11, the hair dryer. If you look in your book in chapter 11, in the beginning of the chapter, there's like a modeling strategy that shows you how to start out with a sketch and revolve this dome first, and then we'll do the handle and the blower and then the vent, and later we'll turn it around and put this extrusion all the way around. But just kind of give you guys an idea. Again, I'm not going to do it from the beginning, but I'm just going to give you some ideas. You're going to start out reading, hopefully, in the beginning of chapter, and they're going to want you to create a 2D sketch for the base feature. And you're going to start out with this, no dimensions, and then later you'll put some auto dimensions on it. And this will end up being like a 2, and this will be like 1.5. You can see that in the book, no problem. Later you'll come back and put the radius right here. You'll put a fillet. Let's see, just go, you'll put like a, I think it's a 1/4 inch fillet. You'll put that on here, and let's see if we can do that. Fillet, 0.25, enter. I think that was already there. And then you'll finish sketch. And then what's going to happen, you're going to have, this won't be here and this won't be here, and of course the vents won't be there. You're going to do a revolve. Here's your sketch you just did. You're going to go up here to revolve. Make sure it's on full. You'll come in here and click this area, and you'll revolve. The axis will be here, this line. And of course you have to go to axis, choose here, and what it's going to do is going to revolve all the way around and give you that dome. Okay? Next we have to do the handle, and it's going to ask you to do, by now you should know about work planes, and you're going to have to create some work planes. And let's see if I can start here. You can see the one, you're going to start out drawing this on the first plane. You're going to offset the second plane here, third plane there, and the last, the fourth plane. Okay, so creating your work planes, you're going to have to do a little reading there, and you have to use your offset. You'll have your work plane. There's going to be a little circle here. You're going to drag it, and I think that the first one is offset at 2.5 inches. So this work plane is offset to here, 2.5, and then you'll come back here, offset again 3.5 to get this one. Come back again with a work plane here and offset it 4 1/4. Everything is offsetted from this plane. It's not offset to here and then this one offset. No, everything starts here, and it tells you 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5. Okay, once you get your planes, you're going to make these sketches here. Okay. Alright, I want to show you those. Sketch 1. Here's where a lot of people make mistakes. Okay, I'm going to come here and go to, let's see if I can do it from here. Visual style, I'm going to go to wireframe. Okay. The first work plane, let me turn it this way. You're gonna start from the very center, and it's very important that you have that dome right on the center line here. And you're going to create a rectangle. You'll go to, sketch, and you create a rectangle, go here and come over, and you're going to put these dimensions on it and put the radius on it. This first one is the only one you start here, and I'll show you. When we go to sketch 3, edit sketch. You're going to have to do a project geometry. And you're going to project the bottom of this line on the first plane over to the second plane. And you're going to have to do that for every additional plane. And you can read that right in the book. Try to find that for you. Mine is under, I'm on about 11:13, chapter 11, page 13. It shows you how to project geometry from the first plane over to the second. And you're going to go to the end of that line, go to rectangle, and you're going to come not here, but you're going to start at the end of that line and go back and create this rectangle and put the radiuses on it here. Okay. Now let's move forward to sketch 4. I'm going to right click, edit sketch, and as you see, this is getting smaller because we're creating that grip on the inside here. And again, you project the geometry, you start at this point, go forward, right to left, create that. And for sketch 5, it's the same thing. Edit sketch. You're going to start at this point, create the rectangle, dimension it properly, put the radius, fillets on, finish sketch. Okay. You're going to go and use a command. I don't know if we use that first, but it's going to call it's called lofting. And let me see if I can find that. Here it is right here. So basically you're just going to go to loft. You're going to choose each one. Let me go back to my loft here. Once you choose loft, you're going to have all your sketches here, and you're just going to choose each one of them, and it's going to create that pattern all the way down for that handle. And your back here should be straight, and your grip should have that curve in it right there. So you just go sketch 2, 3, 4 all the way down, selected them, hitting OK. Just follow this like you see it here. Make sure you got the right radio button, rails completed, hit OK. That's going to give us the dome. It's going to give us the handle. Okay. Now let's go to extrusion, which what I like to do sometimes is come here, go to properties. Instead of saying extrusion, I can call that blower. Believe me, that'll help you down the road if you got I don't know, 20, 30 parts in there. It's not going to help you if it says extrusion 1, extrusion 2. If you know what it is, you can go right to it. Alright, edit sketch. You're going to have to come in here. Let me turn that back around. And let me just kind of give you some type of perspective where we are. Here's our handle, the dome. You're going to have to come in here and create this arc with that straight line, and that's going to be under creating an extruded feature, and you're going to use center point arc. And again, you got to do a little bit of reading. It's not hard, but just follow that center point arc. Give your dimensions from here to here. I think it's like 1 1/8, and make sure from this center mark to that center mark under dimension you come out here and put a 0. Shows you that in the book. You want to make sure it's level on the same center line. Okay, and then all you're going to do is finish sketch, extrude, and extrude that out. I think it's 5.5 inches, and you'll have the blower portion taken care of. Okay. You got a couple fillets right here. We can right click, edit, and we can see that they're 0.15, I believe it is. So come in here, use your fillet command, put those fillets in. Next we have a shell feature, which let's go back to, let me cancel that. Let's go back to view, visual style, shaded. Right now yours hairdryer should be solid all through here, but you'll come in here and use a command called shell, And what that'll do is hollow out that inside. And that's called creating a shell feature. And in my book it's 11-20. You can, let me see if I got any edit feature. Here's what I had on mine. Use this first one inside, use an 1/8 of an inch automatic face chain. You come here and you select. And then hit OK, and it'll hollow that out for you. Okay, the last thing is creating a pattern leader, which is basically to cut. You're going to come in here, let's go see if we can find that. Edit, sketch. You're going to create this one rectangle here. And you can come out here, no problem. Matter of fact, I like to come way out here, draw that rectangle, and you can follow the dimensions in the book, and it eventually, once you get it located correctly, it's going to fall in right here. And not all the dimensions are on this drawing. Let me see if I got the final. I think it is, let me just see, from here to there. Might be 1.170, but just follow us in the book and put those in. And once you get this rectangle, you're going to use it to create a rectangular pattern. Now that can be found right here. And let's go here. You can see all the occurrences, but we're not going to look at that. We're going to go right click, edit feature. And what you have to do is fill in these boxes, and you got to be very careful. On creating a rectangular pattern, you're going to choose your feature as this little part right here. Out of that rectangle you made, only this corner of that rectangle is showing up. That's going to be your feature. Make sure you choose, it tells you to choose this bottom line, fill in the box like this, make sure your arrow is pointing in the right direction. Your second direction here, you're going to choose this straight on the handle, fill in the box here, and when you do that properly, it's going to give you all of these vents. Might take you a little extra time with that, but just do a little bit of reading again. And the last thing is creating a swept feature. Turn this around. And what this is, if we had two of these and we were putting them together, you're going to do that little cut right there. And you're going to have to come here. And this is one of the few times you're going to have two sketches back to back. I know probably throughout the year I've told you you don't really have two sketches back to back. But here you do. You're going to create this rectangular pattern. And what you're going to do is create a swept feature. In other words, you're going to have this pattern and you're going to follow the path all the way around, and you got to make sure you come in here, get all your fillets, and have one complete path all the way around back to this point right here. You're not going to do anything with the end, but you'll go here all the way around. Let me turn around here, get a better idea. You're going to be here all the way around on the outside, all the way. Make sure you get all of these, all of there, back to here. Once you do that properly, what you're doing, you're showing it the path. And it's going to create that cut that you see here and on the bottom. Alright, that's chapter 11, the hair dryer. Good luck with that. I'm also going to show you right quick, I don't have any dimensions on it, but I'll show you what I'm looking for as far as the layout. Kind of just throw these four views in. I'm not looking for much. Give me the radiuses, maybe the height. Come in here, give me the height of that vent, the width of the vent, and come down here and the depth of the vent. Basically, just overall dimensions, radiuses. We would need a lot more drawings to make this part, but that's kind of the layout I'm looking for. And that should do it.